44GS case has been a staple in Grand Seiko's lineup for a long time, with the Japanese luxury giant paying tribute to its 55th anniversary with multiple new releases over the past 12 months. This newest duo have been given actual names too. The SBGW291 with its reflective silver dial is the Kuuki, Japanese for air, while its brown counterpart, the SBGW293, gets an earthy moniker, Tsuji. Helpful if you're like me and have trouble memorizing the weekly updates to Grand Seiko's reference number list. Dials are the focal point of the majority of Grand Seiko releases, as they're executed in the most eye-catching of ways. The Kuuki and Tsuji, however, take a more subtle approach to their dials. This by no means renders them boring or, heaven forbid, badly executed. Grand Seiko applies an almost excessively rich sunburst effect that gives the dials a plunging depth, especially so in the golden brown hues of the Tsuji. The indices are classic Grand Seiko, sharply chamfered and reminiscent of silver ingots, doubling up at 12 o'clock. The handset is just as well finished, keeping the Dauphine shape so often found on Grand Seiko pieces, though in an overly diminutive form, easily dominated by the large applied indices. Also applied is the Grand Seiko logo, just above the printed brand name. This happens to be the only text on the dial, apart from the small Japan script and movement denomination on either side of the 6 o'clock index. It's a refreshingly minimal approach in a time when printing an entire spec sheet on the dial seems customary, though the trend of exponentially bloating case sizes seems to have plateaued, and brands have been paying more attention to the sub 40mm space. It's a rare occurrence to see a watch that's smaller than the original model. Measuring in at 36.5mm in diameter, 11.6mm in height, and a super compact 42.7mm lug-to-lug, these are almost 1.5mm smaller than the original 44GS case from 1967. These tight dimensions make them wear wonderfully on my 6.1-inch wrist, and though the thickness seems excessive on paper, a mil or two disappear on wrist thanks to the boxed sapphire crystal. It wouldn't be a Grand Seiko, let alone a 44GS case, without plentiful Zaratsu polishing, and these do not disappoint. Flat, mirror-polished, and distortion-free stainless steel surfaces make up the case, with its signature flat, long lugs that happen to be drilled for ease of strap changes. The 9S64 caliber beating inside these two is not a new movement, having been introduced in 2011, though it still offers competitive specifications more than 10 years after its release. Ticking at 8 beats per second and with a 3-day power reserve when fully wound, its reasonably well-decorated surfaces are hidden behind a solid caseback. This duo of non-limited edition Grand Seikos pair gorgeous looks in an eminently wearable case, all powered by a well-decorated and accurate movement. Grand Seiko is no longer the value proposition it once used to be, as the prices have now steadily risen to match the quality and diversity of what's on offer. Nevertheless, the Kuuki and Tsuji are valid options for those looking for a simple, smaller Grand Seiko experience. The Grand Seiko Heritage Collection SBGW291 and SBGW293 are available now from Grand Seiko, priced at 7,750 Australian dollars. Check out Time+Tide for a full review. Let us know your thoughts on Grand Seiko in the comments, and don't forget to like if you liked and subscribe.